I'm out today in very cold weather, and I'm at that park. I have a bunch of clips to show you from last week and earlier this week, so I'll show them to you now. Here's a neat find. It was underneath this root here, and it took me a little while to dig it up, but it's a very small pocket knife. I don't know if it says anything on it, but it looks like ivory, or maybe bone or bakelite grips. It's pretty neat. It's a neat find to start the day. Alright, well, here's a coin right there, and it was coming up as an 85. Uh-oh. Is this a Washington? Oh my goodness. Oh, no. It is a half-cent. I don't know what kind yet, but it's a half-cent. Let me clean it up. Alright, it's not a half-cent. It is a large cent. It's a braided hair large cent. That's the 1 cent side. Having trouble getting a year off of it. Maybe 1844. That's my guess here in the field, but I have to clean it up. It's really, soil conditions here are really poor. But yeah, that's a great find. All right. Okay, here's a pewter spoon handle. All right, good find. Got a great button here. It's a 2-piece. I think it might be a military button. Come on. Focus there. Maybe it's not a military button. Okay, so it's missing its shank. It has a back mark. It's pretty cool. It says something company on the back of it. On the front of it, sorry, on the front. Looks like a rising sun. I was just cleaning my thumb. Oh, it's not a rising sun. Those are letters at the top. PRR. It's a Pennsylvania Railroad button. I think. I don't know. I'm going to have to clean it up when I get home. I don't want to do it out here in the field. Just dug this, and it looks like it's a trouser. Like a buckle for belt. But check out the front of it. It looks like it has some writing on it. It's like an F. The number 5 or some other design. I can't read it, but, or is it a B? Which would be ironic because that is the letter from my last name. That'd be pretty cool. Alright, gotta check it out when I get home. This was a 75 and it was coming up 2 inches deep, and that's exactly where it was. It's neat. It's some kind of badge. It's probably like a Masonic badge or something. I'm having trouble seeing anything today because the light's so bad. is it? Looks like an eagle at the top. This could be a really cool find. It's just wiping my thumb because I don't want to wipe a dirty thumb on this. I'm going to clean it up a little with my brush and see what I got here. Looks like I got silver right there. I just dug a bunch of wheat cents out of here. 1960, yep, that's a silver Roosevelt dime. Alright, cool. Here's another piece of silver right there. Another dime. Oh, being Mercury. Oh, it's a Roosevelt as well. But it's silver for sure. Got this pocket watch right here. Case is wrecked. Wind's really bad. Here's the winder, came out separately. Bunch of different pieces. This is a tough one to find. So as I said, it's really cold, it's windy, and back at that park and found something right here in this hole. It's a coin, and I really had to do some digging for it, so let's hope it's something good. Okay. So I had to dig around this root here and really get into it pretty deep. That's what I just pulled out. Let's see what we got. Is that a wreath? Is it worth all my digging? Yeah, that's an Indian. Right. Another Indian head sent out of these woods. Right here, it's the back plate for a pull that would be on a chest of drawers or something. It's all brass, it's heavy. Nice piece of hardware. Oh, or it was the back for where a knob comes out, yeah. Either way, keep looking. Roundup time. This is the product of 3 hunts, 1 last weekend and then 2 during the week after work. So the first thing I want to show you is this unusual piece that I have no idea what it is, but it looks like it could be a brake or something from a horse cart. This part that moves does say 297. It's got 297 cast into it. But that's clearly the way it goes because of the way that the screws would go into the wood. They wouldn't go in that direction. Ring with another ring, probably piece of horse tack. A valve stem cover from an early automobile. Really wasted pocket watch. This is the backing plate for a knob. That would be like a pull knob on a drawer or a cabinet. 5 wheat cents. Couldn't get a date off of this one. This is a 1944. There are 2 from 1946 and 1 from 1950. And these 3 were in the same hole as these 2 silver dimes up here at the top. So that was a nice little coin spill. So here's a small pocket knife. Mrs. Shell Casing Kid seems to think that this might be mother of pearl or like fake mother of pearl that grips. And I'm not going to doubt her. Larger pen knife. Pewter spoon handle, like just the very end of it. Real primitive old lead sinker. Pistol ball and little flat button with no shank. probably a cuff button. This row, that's a piece of sterling silver. Probably broke off a utensil or maybe like a pen or a writing instrument. This is a neat find. This is the number 20 tag. Back of this is lead. The front is like brass or tin or something, but cool find. Probably, I don't know, maybe on a saddle or piece of horse tack, or maybe even like on a cart or even a stall, like a horse stall or something. Here's that trouser the belt buckle. That is the letter B, but you can see the fancy that's kind of like cast into this. The back still moves. Neat find, but no other markings on it other than that B. This is a neat transportation button. It's PRW People's Company, so it's the People's Philadelphia Railway Company. This was in business in the 1870s and 1880s in downtown Philadelphia, and I think it was a type of trolley company when there were a lot of different trolley companies running in the streets of Philadelphia before they all got consolidated. Here's the coins, which is what you guys like the best. So there's an Indian head cent from 1893, which didn't clean up well at all. These two pieces of silver, which was two silver Roosevelt dimes, one from 1953. That's from the Denver Mint. And a 1960 from the Philadelphia Mint. Here is a large cent that I found this week. 1844 braided hair large cent. Soil where I found this is really rough on copper coins. Find of the week, though, is this little memento or souvenir from the reunion of United Confederate Veterans, which was held June 20th, 1896 at the Confederate White House and Jefferson Davis home in Richmond, Virginia. All of that is written on the front of this little souvenir. It's like a badge. At the top, the piece at the very top is kind of an arch shape, and it says souvenir on it, and then this hangs from it. Can't find it, although I'm sure it's in the ground somewhere around where I found this, but I just can't locate it. But really neat artifact to find, especially up here in the north. You know, Pennsylvania was solidly Union, so unusual to find Confederate veteran artifact up here. But happy I found it. Just a real cool, historic, just interesting and unusual kind of find. All right, well, thanks for watching, everyone. And until next time, always be looking down. Dug a hole and I have like old pieces of china and whatnot. I also just dug some oyster shells and I have this coin right here. I'm hoping it's something old, but you know what? It's a Washington quarter is what it is. Yuck. God damn it!